Um, so Yevhen, thank you. Firstly, thank you for sitting and talk with me.
Thank you.
As a Russian citizen, I really appreciate the time. Can you just explain to me your, I guess, view on what you're seeing happening currently in Ukraine and the contested area with Russia?
Oh, it's really sad what's happening now in between Russia and Ukraine. It's actually like fighting two brothers. It's like, yeah, I live now in Belgium. It's like Netherlands fighting against Belgium. It's really crazy. But the worst thing, it's the media. It's the press. Because if I ask some of my friends, just Russian people on internet, how is it going? What's your point? What you think about it? There is much disinformation of that, because now I can see 2 points: the Ukraine and this one from Russia. And the Russians think that's this is a special operation, and it's against the how do you call it? Радик, этот бандеровцы.
Кто?
Бандеровцы как?
Именно как бандеровцы?
Ну так,
Или
против кого они борются?
Neo-nationalists?
Yes, neo-nationalists.
Yes.
And actually they fight against the normal people, because I see all these photos and there is ton of videos. It's just impossible to fake it, that it's a fake. It's just impossible to do that. And my personal meaning is that's really sad. What think the Russians and what think the Ukrainians and what happened there, and there's a lot of disinformation. That's really sad about that.
And do you think that the Russians had any just cause to go into Ukraine, as they have?
Just course, what do you mean?
Like any right to...
No, I think not.
Yeah.
I think not, because I think it's just 100% politics. No, I have Ukrainian wife, and I lived in Russia, and it's perfectly good, because I know Ukrainian people, and they are all good. They are not aggressive. There is a lot of power and no fear in Ukrainian. That Ukrainian people have no fear to fight to support their country, but they are not aggressive. It's pointless. But Russians, on the other side, I think they can have it, and I think a little bit, they can be a little bit dumb at that point, because Russians they believe in Putin, and really hard believe. In press also, and it's not learned that they have the meaning of themselves. That matters. But I think it's just politics. They want to attack the Ukrainians, and that's the beginning, I think, because there are lots of people at St. Petersburg who didn't want that war. There is not so much at Moscow, because the people look just at the point of money. There is a big problem with money now, with the currency and other stuff, and that bothers these people, but not the war. It's the second thing. But from St. Petersburg, the people have a bigger heart there.
So you say that there is support for Putin because the Western media, who, of course, I am influenced by in some regard, I can't not be, sort of paint a picture that Vladimir Putin, the president, has no support from the people of Russia. Is that incorrect?
At one side, they are not pleasant with this president because the living in Russia, they are all как бедные будут? Poor, yeah. The Russians are poor. There's not enough money just with normal people, but they believe in Putin like they have believed in Stalin and all these guys. It's just normal for these people. But yeah,
Yes,
sorry.
yes. With, of course, your friends and contacts
Yes.
back in Russia, has there been a lack, less support now that the ruble and the Moscow exchange has been greatly impacted by the sanctions on the West?
Yes.
Has Putin more support because of that?
Of Putin support, that's your. Has
Yeah.
Putin supported?
No, sorry. With the economy of Russia,
Yes.
in many ways collapsing
Yeah.
over the past
Yes.
week or so,
Mhm.
is there becoming less support for Putin because of this?
That's I don't. Yeah. Now you have two types of people who didn't support the war and they are against the Putin, but there are also people who doesn't care, I think, about the war and just believe in Putin and what they said and believe in the press.
Yes. You mentioned before that this is just starting. Where do you think that this will lead both Russia and Ukraine with this conflict?
I think personally with this generation it will be conflict. Maybe with the next generation it will be good. That's what I think.
Mm.
Because so many people died in Ukraine. Okay, people in Russia maybe can change their minds, but he must also must be changed from inside to not do these things again. And yeah, people from Ukraine, yeah, there is just no. Yeah, then they not believe the Russians. Huh?
Yes.
So I think with 10, 15 years, it will be not good. Maybe after, for the next generation that comes, they will forget it. But now at the point, no.
Do you think that we will see some large rise up against Vladimir Putin in Russia from the common people?
I think so. But will they do that? I don't know. They will speak about that, they will plan it, but do that. Russians, they are extreme. They can told about that, but if it starts, it will be a war in Russia itself. It's not a little bit. It's not eagle, but it will be extreme, and they will just kill the Putin if it starts. Yes, it's possible, but Russians, it's not like Ukrainians. It's not directly.
Yes. As a Russian male, do you have any fear of being pulled back to Russia to fight for Russia? Is that a possibility?
No. Yeah, the possibility exists, of course, but I fear about other things, that I must kill the Ukrainian guys. That's for me, I don't know, because Russians, that's my people, and Ukrainians, there are my friends. And now I must listen to Putin, who I just saw this person on the TV. It's crazy.
Yes. And as a Russian, would you personally, just as a citizen, have any issues with a country like Ukraine joining the EU or NATO?
I don't think so. Yeah, there are economic problems at Ukraine, of course, but these people are hard workers. They have good minds, and I think it will be a big plus to Europe. I think so.
Yes.
If Ukraine joined Europe.
Yes. And back in Russia, is the media talking about any of the very obvious war crimes that have been taking place from the government in Moscow in Ukraine, or is that completely shut down and no one knows?
Sorry, I didn't understand the point.
Is the media in
Yes,
Russia,
yes.
and both normal media and
Yeah.
social media, which
Yes.
is, I guess, less and more restricted,
Yes.
but is there any talk of that war crimes have been committed by the Russian soldiers and by Moscow in Ukraine? Is that knowledge for people in Russia?
I think so, yeah. Because I read yesterday one news. There is a woman who lives in Crimea, and her son was flying by the jet fighter and bombardment the city where lives his own mother, because Putin told they must attack the city. And now this guy, the mother saw it on Ukrainian television that this guy was captured by Ukrainians. It's just not normal. But yes, media has a lot of have done a lot of impression on the people in Russia, because the people in Ukraine, they follow, not television. It's not cool in Ukraine, but social media like Telegram, there you can find a lot of information, and I think it's original. It's not fake. Yeah.
Yes. And do you think that the Ukrainian government has any responsibility for this war, this invasion happening? Do you think that the Ukrainian government could have avoided this, or do you think that it was somewhat inevitable with them trying to be independent and join the EU?
The Ukrainian government with Zelensky, I think it's really progressive in new things. They want big changes, and responsibility. Maybe Zelensky is not experienced enough in politics. That's maybe the point, yes. But I actually think he's a good person. He's not lying, and he wants the best for his country. Actually, that makes a lot of difference. And I saw also a lot of changes before the war. There was a lot of good changes in Ukraine. That's really is, because Russia, I lived in Russia till 2000, and then from 2008 till 2018 till 2019, 1 year. And actually there is not big difference in 15 years.
Yeah.
So yeah, and people think they live better than in year 2000, but it isn't.
Yes.
So it's an illusion. In Russia, there is a lots of illusions, and people in Ukrainian, I think, they will live in the real world with no illusions about that. And there's also people who want to work, because when I was in Russia, it was a little bit strange for me. They are all lazy.
Right.
Yeah.
And do you think that there may be some threat to the European Union if Ukraine were to fall to the Russians?
Can you explain? Because
Yeah.
Если считаешь ли ты, что будет какая-то опасность для Европейского Союза, если Украина проиграет?
Yes, of course. Because I think Putin is now the second Hitler. Hitler has also his own things that he follows, and it was good. Like from the Hitler side, Putin has also his own good points from his side, but he will not stop. I think Putin wants the second USSR and includes the Europe. I think
Yes.
they will not stop. And if Ukraine will not join the European Union, the aggression from Putin will not stop to Ukraine, because Ukraine will live on his own. So and if Ukraine join the Europe, that will be the Europe, and then maybe it will stop the Putin
Yes.
from aggression.
Do you, as a Russian citizen, do you have any fear talking to a Western reporter like myself? Is there any threat to you doing this and speaking out directly about the president?
Actually, no, because now what I have learned in all these years, that's important. Who are you like person? If I will die in 1-2 years, but I will stay the good person, that's important for me. I don't know why, but it's just important for me than living in lying for next 20 to 30 years. So I will tell the truth, what I think, and I will follow the things that I, as person, find important.
Yes.
Yes, I have fear, but that's the second thing.
Yes. So the truth comes first.
Yes.
That is incredibly. I have a lot of respect for that. I think it's a very, very brave thing. Is there anything else you'd like to talk about or mention on your situation?
I just want that war stops as soon as possible, because all these people who dies, it's just not pretty at all.
Yes.
That's only thing that I hope. But I also do a lot what I can do for Ukraine to support these people. We're sending clothes and other stuff to there, so we can do. We do what we can.
Yes.
But yeah.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
I really appreciate your time, and
Thank
thank you
you.
for all you do.
Thank you.
Cheers. Thank you.
Yeah, I can't. Yeah.